Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War World Lore event stream. So week 2, day 6 of World Lore event, second to last day of this event. So we are completely done and have been for some time. Also, why is that angle changed? Why does that look too high? There we go. But anyways, so as far as the main thing we're going to go do, I want to go and end up getting progress onto our event. So, of course, while the guild-related event over here has been done since, like Wednesday? Thursday? We've been completely done with this, and technically don't need to do any more battles unless we just want to mess around with stuff, because the only other thing that we'd be getting is leaderboard. However, there is a leaderboard we are trying for, and that is the leaderboard for the event week. I believe we are close enough within range that we might as well go for it. I don't see why not. We have enough stats that we can kill through it pretty easily. Obviously, we're currently top 10%, but to get onto leaderboard, we'd have to get to 106. And with the amount of battles we have, we could easily get to 106. So that is probably the game plan then, so we can go and get ourselves some free gems and free orb. Obviously, we won't be going too much higher than that, just enough to basically bump some of these people down, so we get our free 75 gems plus orb. At least make some of our value back for how much we put into the event. So it's pretty much the game plan for the stream then. Someone did mention this team earlier. Not sure if I'm going to stick with it. It's a Bronzoc Pistol kind of Queen of Sin team. I actually kind of preferred what we were already using, which was just a Dawnbringer into kill everything quickly kind of option. Speaking of that, I might even go one step further and go like a Titan with what we were running earlier, and just do it that way. But we could do that. Where were we? Class events. So let me grab this Envoy of Pride, and we're going to just go Titan with this, I think. Because we do get a little bit of additional damage, and we can set to magic and not worry about having half mana start, because we would have it then in that case, whereas we wouldn't have it otherwise, which will help get things rolling a little bit quicker than they normally would otherwise, which will save us some time here, even though we do get slightly less EXP, however. But we'll go and paste this team in, paste that right in, change our class to Titan, or a similar related class. Let's see, impact. What do we actually want here? Impact we can strategically use to stun that thing that has immune. To stun normally. The storm we technically don't need. But we don't gain a benefit from literally anything else. But I guess we'll just go one extra glory even though that doesn't do anything here. But I want to specifically make sure we don't... Oh, we could actually go for the extra magic. I don't think we'll need the barrier. Go for the mana there. But I don't want to make sure... we don't use Brownstorm in any way on this team. So it'd be kind of redundant to use it. This is the bottom line on that. And then we go our little bit explosions. That should be fine. And we do get 5 additional damage to this weapon. I mean, that's set to yellow and to red. We should be good then. So this should go pretty quick. I'll see exactly. I don't think we could 2-shot. If we could, that would definitely make all the difference. But I'm pretty sure we can't, unfortunately. But full mana turn 1, I like seeing that. And, no, it's going to be 3-shot. Some things will die in 2-shot, however, not the entire team, unfortunately. But still quite a bit quicker nonetheless. It's due to the amount of sheer mana we can get right off the bat. Well, unfortunately, a little bit short. That shouldn't be enough brown for him to do anything, though. And he'll just move us, we'll get our poke, and then whatever pokes we still need to kill it out, we can. So it's almost a 2-shot. Very close to 2-shot, not quite, though. See how it goes on the other battles. That's like max magic we can even get right now, which is why we're able to get that. Theoretically, we could do that thing that increases Giant's damage up a little bit more. Oh no, if it seems like we need it, that would be 2 additional damage, 1 per cast. And if that's enough to close the deal, it might be worth it. Some battles it won't, and some battles it might be. But for now, let's just go get a Dawnbringer up. We'll have all those pokes afterwards after a few turns, if it seems like we're still struggling to kill anything due to bad mana on the board. Which in this kind of battle situation looks like we're actually going to need. We'll have the first poke right now, and then we'll have follow-up pokes. And I will do this to secure Valraven kill. Just in case. Too bad this doesn't give mana to our other allies. It does steal magic from him if nothing else, but we can get rid of his summoner. Yeah, with that. Makes it slightly slower doing it that way, but as long as he doesn't get a summon, theoretically it's quicker. Just to 100% negate out his capability of doing so. So he'll get a little bit of brown there. Unfortunately, he does gain armor, which is the more annoying aspect of that, because with that armor, he'll be able to go and not die. We'll go throw that down, and the single poke will kill at this point, so Purple Surge would be great, and he is dead. And rinse and repeat. Should be good to go. But anyways, hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Tyranny. Hello, Steve. Hello, Dan. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hope all of you have been having a wonderful weekend so far. What do we take here? Also, preview of next patch, gonna be on Monday. I will be going over it on Tuesday. Who knows? Maybe we'll even have a patch to go to on Tuesday. We'll see. I highly doubt it'll be that big of a turnaround, but you never know. Could be. Of course, coordinating it through all the platforms might take longer due to virus, but you never know. So we'll go through triple poke here. Seems like the deal to go for, since all just die anyways off that double shot into one on all each after a single skull. It seems like it's going to be the method for most of these battles. Yeah, with the setup we're currently running, is throw double Dawnbringer, then poke, 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 and one skull poke. I think that'll be the quickest way to do most of these. And the free skull poke, or the skull poke on the first slot can be free on some battles, depending on how it goes. Why am I running this team? Well, what are you running that's going quicker? I was trying several other things, and it doesn't seem like it's working that quick. I don't know, I didn't have much luck with Queen of Sin in this place. And there isn't really too many things to use here that is actually not glacially slow. Because it's Sinner Mirage. Almost every Sinner Mirage is useless. Doom Weapon? I haven't actually tried Skull Spam yet. We could give it a shot. I'm not sure if it's much quicker due to the amount of time it takes to get up our first slots. Though I guess it wouldn't be too big of a deal. It's 18 mana that we'd have to fill. Compared to 10 right now. So theoretically, I guess we're doing the follow-up a little bit higher. And I guess depending on how slow we get the follow-up mana, could kind of depend on that. But I haven't actually tried Wrath yet. Even though I have mentioned using Wrath, but didn't mention it in the video. I've just found with all of our bonuses that this kind of works. This is already dead. We just need to apply a little bit of pokes. And then they all just melt. We can give it a shot. I'll build up a team real quick. I'm trying to think of what convert weapon he normally runs with. I think he normally runs with red. There's a couple different options for it. We'll give it a shot. Let's see. Let's just build one out of a random slot that we don't need. How about this one? So, right here. Here was the one that someone suggested. I personally don't care for it as much. This was another team that you could use for it. Bronze Lock Pistol, Queen of Sin, all that. It's mostly a Bronze Lock Pistol team. Let's see. Yeah, you do lose points for losing Wrath. I think that's the main reason why I haven't used Wrath yet. You do lose 1 point if Wrath dies. And if Wrath dies, that can be problematic. Because if you're contesting leaderboard, that's a whole point that you're basically losing. Which is bad. Especially if you're trying to do a close leaderboard. However, I don't think we're actually going to be close, so I guess we could do a slightly riskier team. But generally, you don't, just because this leaderboard can be closer to almost any other leaderboard. So that 1 point of difference can actually be the difference between multiple placements. So you do have to be careful with riskier teams. Where on earth is Sinner Mirage? Well, we are going to mess with it just to see what happens. Sinner Mirage and Daemon is what we're restricted to, which is almost the entire kingdom anyways. I don't even think that restricts it much further. But I'll go Wrath. We'll have to go something that can help keep us alive. This only triggers when we lose an ally, so we definitely don't want to go that. Queen of Sin is true damage, so it's not really going to help us. Though it does have resummon. In the sense that it has resummon, we should probably carry it. Not because we need it for any reason, but just simply for its resummon. And from here, I might just go like a Gluttony in front of it or something. Just to see if we can get a free Devour out of nowhere. It's probably not that worth it, though. Might just be better off going for Greed for free gold. Even though it doesn't help win us any quicker, it does just get us a bunch of free gold. And why not? But yeah, I'm not sure we're really going to need a fourth of any kind. It's the only power from this kingdom, or that we're able to use here. And most other abilities would not really help us with this specific team. What do you do again? Oh yeah, you're useless. Though I guess you're a little bit of an exploder. Though it's a really weak exploder, underwhelming. Like, this was added almost around the same time as Leprechaun, but is drastically inferior to Leprechaun. This is almost this nerf I'm scared of them doing to Leprechaun. Bringing it down to Swift. Swift would kill Leprechaun very swiftly. That's the only other thing that's not 100% useless out of all these, so I guess we'll carry it. Why not? And not any other thing we run is a Doom weapon. What's your convert again? You do blue gems to brown and yellow to skulls. So anything that can convert brown to Doom skulls could work. So I guess we could use the green glaive and do it that way. Do glaive into... It also has entangle for safety's sake. So we can do glaive into Wrath then, and do it that way. And that covers every color as well. And then we just put all of our mana into green and yellow, or green and brown. You create brown, right? Yeah, you deny out yellow. So let's actually go and go +2 green into brown into whatever that minus is. +2 green, oops, +2 green, +1 brown. And we'll minus blue. Oh, actually, that's slightly not what I wanted. However, we'd have to minus red for the other thing. I guess we'll do it. I'd rather have the extra green in this situation. And we'll run it with... this I actually could still run it with the Abel's class, just because we do get a few other bonuses. That would kind of make it worth running this way. Okay, let's roll this way then. And we'll run for free souls. Have a Fairy Fire, which I hope we wouldn't need. Life Siphon. Is there anything that can help keep our team alive? We should start with Doomskull Storm. It's probably even riskier. Well, why not? Let's go for it. Even can go for extra green mana, but let's go for the Death Mark, I guess. I don't know, I should probably go for the extra green mana, actually, in this situation, since we actually do need green. Okay, is that everything? Let's see how this goes. Oh, it would help if I copied the team. We're going to need it for the other event. That's not what I want. Okay, let's go give this a shot. This is a lot riskier, though. Oh, and we'd want to go Seasons. We'd want to go Seasons into 20%, so let's do that. So we don't die and we have higher skulls. Let's give it a shot at least. Switch it up a little bit. Kind of like we did with the other team for a little bit there. I'm still probably going to go back to Dawnbringer, but we'll see. Paste team. I'll give it a shot, see what happens. Also, hello, Cookie. Hello, Liz. Hello, Zex. Hello, Mobarashi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all of you been doing well this weekend. And hello, Drock Savage. Okay, right off the bat, we're going to go on to get one of these two weapons up. So let's start doing that. We'll have that next turn. So let's take that for now. Oh, we could have actually had skull alignment there. Whoops, I just denied my own alignment. Let's see. So we do have alignment on the bottom there. However, I do not have it for the... I don't have the mana for it, so we can't actually cast it. So let's move the other thing over. Double check if we have anything now. So we have brown to Doomskull, as well as the Elder Skull and brown to blue. But we don't have that right now, so let's take that for now. We do have alignment in the corner over there, so we'll go grab all that. And yeah, once we can get alignment, we win. The biggest issue is getting the initial alignment and then not dying in case it misses. We definitely want to make sure we wait until 100% extra turn, because if we don't, we lose Wrath in first slot instantly. We also don't have any way to target Valraven. But as long as we can do enough damage quick enough, it shouldn't matter that we can target Valraven or not. So right here, we actually have to wait. We could go for it, but the risk of losing our first slot is very high if we do go for it right now. Except now we have extra turns, so we can. So we'll go for that. He'll melt. We don't have alignment for that. We do get a random skull, which works. I can then convert that away. We should be good. That should be a match. And he's dead. Yeah, this can work. Does seem like it's a decent amount quicker. We just have to be careful not to die, because one whole point is very, very good. But we can use Queen of Sin for the backup there. And it also does require the Doom weapon, particularly the green one. Though theoretically any could work, but green would work best. What do I go for here? Yeah, both have an option. I don't really want either though. I'm actually just going to go for some explodes, even though her explode amount is very small. But we got Doomskull on the board. Oh, don't die. Come on, we didn't even take a convert and he's almost dying. Do we have alignment here? It doesn't look like it. Now here's one of the bad boards that would take a while. So let me just keep moving stuff until something happens. And we still don't have alignment. We could just go for it, but the problem is the chance of it backfiring if we just simply go for it is very high. Luckily it didn't in that situation. And then we just win. That should be enough damage to kill. And it is. So a battle like that wasn't too much quicker. At least we didn't die. But it was quicker. Some of them get a lot quicker, but you need a really good alignment. Some of them could go slower if we go for a long time without an alignment. What do we go for here? Take that for now. Do we have anything on alignment? 100%. I do not see... Oh, yes, we do. We have it at the bottom there. 1 HP blocking that hit. What are you doing? Let's see. It definitely moves the board a lot more. if nothing else. Not sure if it's actually winning a whole lot quicker though. But it cycles through the board very nicely. Is that aligned? No, that isn't aligned. Biggest issue is, that one is though. Biggest issue is more so trying to find every alignment, which takes time. You know, as long as we can find them quickly, it shouldn't actually be slower. You have to keep in mind the amount of time that we're trying to find alignment on is time. So we'll go for that. Luckily, some boards like that is super obvious if we have alignment or not. This one is not as obvious, which we do not have it on. But it seems good enough that we just go for it anyways. How about this board? Again, we don't have it, nor is it good enough to go for. So let's throw a Queen of Sin and just kill it with weapon at this point. And that should be a match. Don't even need anything else. The damage alone is enough to kill. Yeah, I would say it's about 25% quicker. It does seem to be. Just a bit riskier that we'd lose Raph, which was the initial reason why I didn't make a Raph team. It definitely crossed my mind to make one. I just didn't bother due to the risk of losing a troop. But then I kind of forgot she has summon. And if I would have just done that, we could have just done an extremely expensive team like this. And mentioned it. Probably should have. Let's see. Should have mentioned at least one in Raph. Raph is the strongest thing from Cinder Mirage. For sure. He's just really high risk, high reward. We'll take that for now. And that is aligned. And hopefully we'll have Brown align after that, which we unfortunately don't, but it might still be worth it, which it is not actually. We'll go for that. He'll poke us. And that AoE should be enough as long as we have a poke. But we did not have a single poke on that board. So we'll hold. Oh, and all we need is one poke and we win. Here, I'll move that over. That's even extra turn poke. And that's match. Didn't even need to be extra turn poke. We already knew it would be enough damage to kill. Hello, Defiant! Welcome. Okay, let's go for Explosion right off the bat. Even though she has 75% mana start, she can actually start with full mana most of the time. Because as long as we explode for 1 purple mana total, which should be pretty easy with the total number of explosions we have, she's generally going to be gaining max mana. So right here we do not have alignment on the other one, but we can do it on there. So we'll do that. We'll go take that one over. We'll grab ourselves the hit right there. Hopefully we'll have follow-up here. And if we do, it's already over. But we don't, so we'll go and just Cinder Mirage it, and then we could do it right into the weapon. And then that'll kill it out. Do I have an Xbox One? No, I do not. I do not have any console other than Switch. PC and Switch are the only two I have. They're the only two. I skipped over actually the most recent generation. Or maybe not the most recent generation, but the like the Wii U, Wii U, Xbox One, and PS4 generation, kind of around that time. Like every single console at that time I skipped. I think it was the only console generation where I did not own a single thing from any of the consoles. I didn't own any handheld, I didn't own anything other than PC during that time. Also, I've never owned any Xbox console, actually. I've owned a PlayStation 2 before, and that's it. And it was at the end of its life cycle, not the beginning. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. I don't know. Most games on Xbox and PlayStation don't really appeal to me as far as the exclusives that are normally on it, for the most part. Okay, do we have convert here? Yes, so we'll go for it. We'll grab the... Oh, do we even have a convert here? Is it worth it? Probably not. Seems risky. I think we just go clear the board first. Hope we get something good out of it. And we do. We could then go and convert away this, and that's extra turn as well. And now we just need to find one more poke, and it finds itself. Good. One less thing to worry about. You wanted me to play your account the next time you leave town. That's funny. Let's see. We'll grab that for now. Also, have we been lagging a lot this stream, more than normal? I'm noticing the program keeps showing that we're dropping frames. Normally it doesn't when YouTube's lagging, but this time it's actually showing it correctly. Though it might be over-reporting it, because it says more than half the stream is dropping. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But it says like literally more than half the stream in the last 2 minutes have dropped frame, or like we've dropped like 45% of the frames in the last 2 minutes. It doesn't seem to be that laggy, is it? Okay, yeah, it is really laggy. So that would be correct then. Strange, I'm not sure what's doing it this time. We didn't lag a single time all morning when we were doing Animal Crossing, which is weird. Could it be Gems of War? It actually could be, the fact that it's on the same console. Gems of War, for whatever reason, really lags you when you're streaming. Not always, but it can. But no, it's definitely dropping a lot of frames. Though it seems to have repaired itself now. Though it keeps lagging a bit here and there. Do we have convert here? No. Is it still worth it? No. Let's go for that for now. Until we can get a better board. And that is a better board. I'm just gonna go for it. Should be enough to kill. Way more than enough. That was like 300, 400, 500 damage or something. I'll take it. Seasons is very useful. It gives that nice durability boost while still having the skull damage. It's a nice mix for skull spammers, because it helps make sure they don't die while also giving them higher skull output, which is really good for things like Wrath, because he needs both. Because his base attack isn't the greatest, and it helps actually land all of his poke for more impact. So we're actually going to go for that and hopefully have alignment on the other one. Even though we're denying it as brown, we can still have it on yellow, which we do. And just poke him again. 1 HP, what are you doing? He dies to burn, or to reflect. Forgot about that too. We do have 25% score reflect. Yeah, audio is fine, but the visual is lagging. Yeah, I can notice that on the other screen there. Like almost every time we cast, it looks like it's lagging. That is actually really weird. Why is it lagging like every time we hit something? This team, it keeps lagging every time it casts because so much is going on the board. That's kind of funny. Was it lagging when we were doing the other team as badly? Because it almost looks like every time we cast a skull spam, it's lagging some, which is kind of hilarious. How did we hit an extra turn there? I didn't see one. I'll grab that. That should be dead. Yeah, it fixed itself again, but it keeps lagging weirdly. What happens if I click on this? It doesn't give much information as to what's making it lag though at all. And the amount of lag looks like it has been dropping down since the stream started. It was just really laggy when it started and then increasingly went downwards. Let's see. Strange. Well, let's hope it doesn't do it now. It looks like it has been. Had too much going on screen. I know, now that we're not doing anything, it's like stopped lagging. And then probably once it has a lot of things going on again, it's going to start lagging. It's very strange. Yeah, it just started lagging again. Very weird. This team might quite literally have too much going on for it to handle right now. I'm not sure if that's my side or YouTube's side that's causing that. But it might quite literally be too much stuff happening on screen for it to even keep track visually. Let's go for that for now. That is pretty much Raph in a nutshell. He especially combined with Possessed King, but obviously we can't use that in this restriction. Does a lot of explosions. Every extra turn skull you do is 4 explosions with that combination, which is a lot of explosion. He just gives us alignment. Thank you for that. What do we even grab here? I'll take the other skull, grab that, and that should be dead. Doesn't really matter what we use. Good evening, James! Welcome. What's the farming method right now for gold? Probably running Explore 12 with Double Cedric, Egg Thief, and Skeleton Key. Alternatively, running Explore 12 for Quick Kill with Scorpius, which is my preferred method. It's lower amount of gold, but you're converting about 100 to 200,000 extra gold per hour into a higher, almost double the trait stone rate and a higher EXP rate. So it's worth the trade-off to go a little bit lower on gold to have a better rate for the tokens. It's one of the reasons why my gold has been a little bit lower lately, is I haven't been using that method as much in order to go and level up hero classes. But soon, since we're going to be getting closer and closer to having all the hero classes maxed, we can not worry about that as much. We only have, I believe, 7 hero classes left, including the one that just came out. So we're right around the corner to not having any hero classes left to go and level, which will be pretty cool once we finally reach that point, because we are very close to that point right now. Because all 7 of the hero classes I have not maxed are all above level 70. I believe they're all above level 71 or 72, which doesn't make much of a difference. Obviously, that's pretty much 70. But they're getting there. Right now, Dabless, or not Dabless. I'm pretty sure I accidentally called it Dabless at some point. But the Doomsayer hero class is the next one that we're going to be working up. Just because, even though it doesn't gain much of a benefit, just because it's the most recent hero class, I kind of want to just get it maxed and worry about the other ones from there. And of course, we're likely not to be, unless we get new info on Monday, we are likely not to be getting a new hero class anytime soon in any way, shape, or form. Well, we'll see what they mention on Monday, because at that point we'll get more info on things to come, particularly next patch, but also just in general. What do we go for here? Because normally they accept questions at the end, so it'd almost be like a little mini Q&A. However, it is just Salty running it. I believe it's Osball in chat and Salty just running it from her home due to the virus. Oh, also, did you guys get your checks yet? My mom actually just ended up getting hers the other day. Mine likely will still be forever. Because my thing didn't have like automatic payment, so the government's just gonna take forever to get to it, probably. Most likely. So I finally know someone in person who has actually gotten it now. Let's see. We'll go for that. We'll grab our convert there. And can we get a nice big AoE? Yes, we can. Though they're going to be needing to do some kind of additional stimulus if they're not planning on doing a UBI. Not to mention how delayed that first one even is for some people. Let's see. We'll just grab that, I guess. Take the other thing over. See if we can get a nice convert here. Which we kind of can't. Let's go for that. We'll risk it. It was worth it. Let's see. We'll take that for now. We'll grab our other convert there. And what else do we need to take? We'll take that over. Queen of Sin is not enough to kill. Nothing is enough to kill. Let's go for Queen of Sin into anything. By anything, I mean this. There we go. Yeah, I wish Andrew Yang would have stayed in the race a bit longer. I honestly wish Bernie would have too. Even though I didn't care for Bernie as much. Because by the end of his campaign, he was actually suggesting UBI as well. I feel like UBI, especially right now, given the pandemic, like I can understand like not being for UBI like permanently for reasons and having a justified reason for that. I still would say it's still worth it to have it just permanently. But I could understand like not wanting a permanent UBI. But not wanting a UBI like during a crisis like this is the more insane position. For sure. There's already many countries that have implemented, at minimum, a temporary UBI during the crisis. Most of them that implement is a temporary one. But United States just did a one-time payment that's barely even enough to pay off like rent for most people. Let's see, we'll go for that. For 1 month. Let's see, what do we even take here? We don't have a convert for the other thing. Get that down. Do we have anything here? We'll take that for now. We'll grab a green for now. Actually, do we have convert on this? Yes, we do. We'll take it right there. Yeah, I don't know why states are starting to open, other than the fact that Trump's kind of like trying to push states to open. That is still a really bad idea to do right now. Oh, what is my level 12 quick kill team for Explorer? I'll go show it in a moment. It's that one Scorpius build. Gosh, we almost just won off the starting board. That was funny. Gosh, this thing is just so insane sometimes. The kind of luck you can get with Wrath is really interesting. It's a lot of fun troop to use. I personally find it too risky to use in many situations. It's definitely a lot of fun to mess with. And we're up to 69, exactly. So we're a little more than halfway there. But it's this team right over here. For any of you wondering what I normally use for Explorer, I haven't been using as much lately, so if you've been watching my streams lately, you might not actually know about it. It's because we've been using a lot less. There's a video I've been meaning to go over all the best teams of last year. Still haven't, really need to. Because it becomes increasingly less relevant. Though all these teams are actually still viable, even though they're all for 2019 and not for 2020. But it's this team right here. It's Mountain Crusher to Scorpius to Leprechaun to Yali, and you can replace Yali with a Poisoner that hits poisons all enemies. However, Yali is better if you happen to have it. So basically what you have to do here is get an extra turn. Unfortunately, we were getting really unlucky not getting extra turn. That can happen on some battles. Generally, you get it pretty quick. Unfortunately, that did take us a little bit longer on that battle. But what you do is you just cast Scorpius, and you win. He will instantly kill anything that's poisoned, and you can easily get them poisoned. And then you just cycle it twice, and then you win. That's pretty much this team in a nutshell. And you use it with Titan just to make sure you don't die as easily on first slot, because quite a few things here have Enrage and really high skull pokes. But you basically just do that, rinse, repeat, and keep doing it over and over again until you keep getting it down. It normally averages about 30 seconds, so that was a little bit slower than that. But it can get plenty of battles that are way quicker as well. So right there we get our immediate poison, so we don't need to wait on that delay anymore. We don't have as much mana, though, this time around, and we generally want to be taking browns if we can. So any brown that we can kind of poke, we're going to want to try and go in for there. We'll get our double kill right there, probably get our brown right back up, and be good to go. Unfortunately, once again, we do not have a brown option, so let's go for a little bit of mana. A little bit slow whenever you don't have either explosion. You generally do want to have at least one of them so that you can, keep clearing out the board. So a little bit slower now that we don't have either of them. But once we get it going again, we just instantly get full mana and dead. And you just rinse and repeat this system until you keep getting to the tokens. And you just keep getting loot from doing it. Coming in 2011, the best teams of 2019. It's not going to be that delayed, gosh. Yeah, this is more on pacing with how it normally goes. This battle right here. It's been getting a couple unlucky ones in a row as we're trying to show off the team. And that's about the average pacing, I would say, of this team normally. And because we can, let's just do it all the way through to get some tokens. Might as well. We're already here. You do want to cast Leprechaun before Mountain Crusher. Oh, I don't have it set to Storm. No wonder why we're going slower. Oh, I don't have Brown Storm set right now because I disabled it for what we were doing earlier. That's why we're going so much slower. Make sure your Titan is set to Brown Storm. That's one of the whole reasons for even using Titan, aside from its tankiness. That's why we keep going so much slower. My bad. Yeah, you should set Brown Storm when you start. It saves about like 5 to 10 seconds per battle. It is very useful to have. I'm not going to do it for this final battle just because we're already pretty much done through all these. But yeah, start with Brown Storm. That is extremely important because it allows Leprechaun to have Brown Storm when he does his cast. which is super important for getting mana accumulation, because normally you will not get full Mountain Crusher otherwise, like we didn't right there, and we haven't been. However, if you have Brownstorm already, you generally will. So yeah, make sure to have Brownstorm active on Titan, because this does slow it down drastically by not having it. I was wondering why it was going so much slower. I was like, wait, why is this so much slower? It's I forgot Brownstorm on Hero. It's a really important part of why we use Titan. But there we go. That didn't make too much of a difference in that last battle there. And we got an Anu, nice, and a guard. Yeah, we need to farm those more into the future. Haven't been doing them as much lately, but we definitely need to. Anyways, let's go back to grinding out the event thingy. And as soon as we hit leaderboard, we'll probably hand out a code. And we'll have to do a little bit more battles on it tomorrow to make sure we secure it. You've been using Magnus and Cockatrice with Scorpius. That sounds like it would work. You like being able to drain mana and enable. Any advice? And entangle. Yeah, that should probably still work. Cockatrice could be a little bit weird to use sometimes because they need to have mana for it to do enough gem spawn. But it could probably work still. Do we not have no alignment there? Well, let's go for that for now, I guess. Get our alignment there. And where does that bring us now? We'll take that over. We'll grab... I'm just going to take a normal skull, I think. And then we'll see if we can get a burst, which we actually still cannot. It's not a consistent one anywhere, so let's go for that. Should actually went for board clear. This might help speed it along if we would have gotten alignment off it. Which at this point, it looks like we still don't have. Do we just go for poke? I think at this point we do. Even though it could backfire. I think that's enough to kill though. Oh, never mind. The AoE alone is enough already. How do you get Scorpius? No, it's not from Delves. Unfortunately, it's a mythic, so it's a random drop. It's a little bit hard to get. You have to get it either from Soulforge for 4,000 diamonds, which could take months, or you have to get it from a random key, a Glory Gem Guild or VIP chest. The chance of specifically getting Scorpius is extremely unlikely. It's a rather rare troop to actually get your hands on. The easiest way is 4,000 diamonds. Alternatively, if there's an Ever Drifting Sands event, you can get it through event keys. It's still somewhat hard to get it through event keys at that time, but it's one of the other easier times that you can get it. I could have taken brown there. Whoops. Probably should have. I need the mana. Likely we'll have this to full mana, and then we just throw that down. And is that dead? That should be dead. And he's dead. Well, the biggest issue that's probably going to happen, especially because Trump's in the White House, but what's going to happen probably is the numbers will start going down as far as cases when it reaches summer. So like everything will open back up, but a lot of people will still be carrying the virus. And then what will basically happen is just a gigantic spike in the virus, even more than what we have now, as soon as like spring and August hits, which is going to be very problematic. But that's probably what's going to happen. Everything's going to open back up probably in like May or late May, June, somewhere's in there. Then it's going to spike up like crazy in like August or September. What do we take here? Go for I'll go for that for now. What do we even grab here? I'll take that for now. Oh no, I think I'm just gonna permanently cut fast food at this point. I've actually been enjoying life without it. I feel like if you keep eating it, you kind of feel the need to keep eating it. But if you just completely cut it, you know, you don't feel as obligated to. And if anything good came from this coronavirus for me, it's probably the fact that it might have actually helped me completely cut fast food from my diet, which has been a problem for me since like college. Which reminds me, I need water. Water. What do we take here? We'll go for that for now. Do we have convert on that? No. It's brown to blue. You're the one that does its skulls, which is unfortunate because wrong alignment. But we actually do still have alignment there, so it works. Yeah, I've also stopped drinking soda too. I kind of already was in the phase of stopping drinking soda, but ever since coronavirus, I have 100% dropped it. Like, not even like cheating on it occasionally. Just 100% dropped it. And I haven't even been exercising, and I already lost about 20-25 pounds or so. Though I do need to start exercising more. It's a little bit hard when you can't go out or anything like that, when you're all just cooped up. Let's see. Just little stuff you could do in the house. Hey, if nothing else, we might need to start streaming Ring Fit Adventure. I never did stream it. And the main reason is we have to do a really weird setup to stream it. But we probably will eventually. It's a rather funny, interesting exercising game. It's pretty intense too. Like if we do a stream on it, it's probably gonna be like less than an hour. Unless we take like sitting breaks and just chatting. Though I'm really bad at just chatting. But it's actually not that bad of a game. It's definitely really enjoyable. And it's pretty good exercise. Let's see, we'll take that for now. Yeah, and doesn't New York have like crazy high numbers? I haven't been keeping up with the exact numbers per state. I know mine's about average or slightly below average, though that's also because not a lot of testing is done. That's the other big issue with the numbers being reported. Isn't only like 1 or 2% of America even tested right now, or somewhere around there? I know it's like a single digit. It's really, really low. So the numbers we're getting in is less than 10% of everyone. Obviously, it's the people who are probably the sickest, though. Like, who are obviously sickest. But, the numbers are exceedingly low. Let's see. You know, as far as how many have been tested. Which means the number that actually has it is probably substantially higher. We'll go for that for now. And dead. So how far are we, by the way? We're at 75. Almost there. We'll end up code once we hit about 110 or so. Because that's when we'll hit leaderboard. Not sure if they're actually moving or not. Well, we'll get there. Oh, they're adding deaths at home regardless of testing? So it could actually be related to other things then. What do we take here? Take that for now. And that will be the match there. Is that enough to kill? If I had alignment, it would be. Let's go for Sin then. And then Pokety Poke will kill. And welcome back, Drock Savage. Welcome. You gotta do battles from right to left. That's only worth it when you're out of sigils. If you're running low on sigils, you can do them from right to left. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. It only matters when you have 5 or less sigils, or 4 or less sigils, I should say, to do them from right to left. In any other instance, the order really does not matter that much. And the reason for that is obviously once you're running out of sigils or about to run out, you want to take the higher battles first, the ones that will give you more points, and those are towards the right. However, when you're just progressing through them like this, when we have like near infinite sigils, it doesn't really matter what direction we do them in. Do we have alignment there? It doesn't look like it, so let's take that for now. That gives us a death mark, which will do nothing, as it normally does with this hero class. Though at least we're getting XP on it. We should be getting level 74 any moment now. Should be getting pretty close. Do we have any alignment here? Not really, so let's grab our poke. Go for ourselves a little Doom Skull here, hit there. Hello, Isabel! Welcome! Glad you could join us. Hope all's been going well. You can learn how to plug in Ring Fit to your favorite games and play them. Quite fun. Imagine adventure action games with a ring fit. Yeah, that would definitely be quite a workout. That definitely would be. But yeah, we'll do it at some point. Need to get back into the routine of doing it. Because there's not much other ways other than a treadmill to really do stuff around here. And actually do it diligently. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. Hey, you got some more Animal Crossing. Yeah, Animal Crossing is so addicting. It is so addicting. What do we grab here? We'll take that for now. And then we just get a big convert in somewhere. We'll take that for now, I guess. Get our convert right over there. Get our other convert. And somehow he's not dead. See you, Defiant. We'll catch you later. No problem for the video. Have a wonderful weekend. There we go. 80 battles. Still need another 30 or so. Then we'll hand out code. Actually, we'll probably hand out code once we reach 100. Which isn't actually leaderboard yet, but we'll hand one out at 100. A little bit beforehand. Because the game plan at this point is probably get leaderboard, then go and do dailies. Or, you know, the other dailies that we haven't wrapped up yet. And probably just call it a wrap. Let's see. Do we have a convert here? Kind of. We're going to go for it just to see what happens. It's not going to get much of a follow-up, so it's fine. And then we do that. Unfortunately, neither do we. We'll take that and, not dead yet, but that will. Any poke will. Yeah, points are pointless. Points are pointless in this mode, haha. Unless you're going for leaderboard. However, we are going for leaderboard. So it does matter. But yeah, if you're just doing all rewards, points actually has no effect whatsoever on anything, which is kind of weird. Points quite literally only affect the leaderboard with this game mode. Because even if you lose 3 troops every single time, obviously you wouldn't want to, but let's just assume you did. You would not be penalized at all towards getting all rewards if you're just doing all rewards. However, if you're doing it for leaderboard, you would get extremely penalized if that was to happen. Because it tends to be pretty close to the leaderboard for this game mode. Especially when it's not a new hero class. If it's just like a Thursday event, which all of them are going to be soon. This is the last weekend event, class event, ever to be added to the game. One of the other reasons why we're grinding it right now. Aside from getting our extra bit of resources. Because this might be the last time ever we actually have a weekend-long class event. It might never happen again. Or at least not anytime soon anyways. Kind of like we haven't had a hero class or a new kingdom for almost 2 years now. It's not that it will never happen again, it's just, it's going to be forever and a half until it does. So I do really want to see a new kingdom. That'd be a really interesting event. New kingdoms used to be, like the entire economy used to be based on new kingdoms back in the day. Now it's more so based on weekly events. Because of how many gems you need for them. Okay, what do we need here? We'll grab ourselves apparently full mana, which gives us that convert immediately. Which gives us a convert. Oh no, we're 1 mana short. How could you? That's quite unfortunate. Luckily we have follow-up though. We can just do that. Get a poke again, and that's match. Syrian in the voice. Hey, we gained our level. Yeah, Syrian with Salty's voice and Nimhane there. Currently, the most likely kingdom to get a kingdom would be Volt. However, Apocalypse could, though they also mentioned they might move Apocalypse into Cinder Mirage, because Cinder Mirage has the least troops of any kingdom. So they were considering just adding those 5 to it to help speed it along. They haven't confirmed that, and obviously it hasn't happened yet. But, they'll just kind of have to wait and see. It is currently set up as its own kingdom, though, even though it's not actually a kingdom. Also, I like how we're entangled, yet it doesn't even really affect too much our damage output. It does, but it also doesn't. Let's see. I'm actually just going to go for this. That should be enough to wipe, and it is. Ah, there we go. Another 5 down. We'll hand out code in 3 more sets of 5. And then in another 3 sets, we'll have a very secured leaderboard. Okay, we do have convert there, luckily. Well, so they just trade trigger? He was already dead. I was just trying to trigger. That's one of the other slight issues we have with this team. Though overall, it's winning quick enough that it shouldn't be too big a deal. But no longer can we stun the revive. Because our stunner's in second slot, not first. Because our other one has to be in first slot to get value out of it. Yeah, that would be really good if Primal does get Elemental Hero class. That would be very, very strong. Not the Kingdom bonus, because obviously you would never use that really with those. However, what would be strong is the fact that it counts as Elemental. An Elemental Hero class that will guarantee have Storm Tree, because every single, if we ever get Elemental class, we'll have Storm Tree. Will be the one of the strongest, if not the strongest hero class in the game. Doesn't even matter what the perk is. Just it counting as Elemental combined with the fact that it's guaranteed going to have Storm Tree, because that's the one that synergizes with Elementals, so they're going to have to put it in. That alone would make it one of the best hero classes in the game due to how strong Elementals are right now. The only problem with that is if they ever did add that, they might actually nerf Mirage Queen down to 40% mana like they did with, what's her name? Divine Ishpala. I really wish they would unnerf Divine Ishpala, though. Doesn't make sense that every other mana star is 50% and then Divine Ishpala is all the way at 40%. Divines aren't even as strong now in the current state of the game. You could easily revert that back. Just makes it look really, really weird. That has a slightly different percent value. Do we have alignment here? No. Do we still go for it? Yes. Do we have a convert anywheres here? Also no. We'll take that for now. And hopefully that'll give us something, and it does, and he's dead. We won. That should give us the alignment to do it again, and he dies off of that. Or not. Ooh, we almost lost a troop for the first time. Though we do have resummon if we need off of, Cinema, Queen of Sin. I don't know, I've seen Divine Ishpala usage go down. She's still really good with Divine Ishpala Quillen. I don't feel like as many pure Divine teams use her, though. She's really common in that one insanely strong team. But aside from that, I don't feel like she's used for too much. And that team is so strong, not necessarily because of Divine Ishpala, but more so because of Rope Dart, I would say. Even though Divine Ishpala is still a very, very strong combo in itself. I feel like Rope Dart's the thing that makes it overpowered, not necessarily the Divine Ishpala Quillen combo. Do we have alignment? No. Yes. No. No, we don't. Now we do. There we go. I know that you meant Rope Dart. The Dope Dart. The Dope Dart. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Ishpala is needed to make that team function. Otherwise, it wouldn't have enough mana start. 20% wouldn't be enough to make it go as quick, to actually make it as impactful. However, making it 50% wouldn't make it too much more broken than it already is. Because it's not the key component that's making it broken. Which I find they tend to do very weirdly. Like when Divines were nerfed to make sure that Divine Ishpala and everything in that team weren't going to function as well, they nerfed almost all of them rather than nerfing what the biggest issue was within it, which at the time was Ubistet. But instead they just like blanket nerfed everything. Let's see. We'll take that over. Grab that. They quite literally nerfed the entire team. Every single component of the team. Except Divine Protector, which naturally gets nerfed when Divines are worse. But aside from that, they nerfed every single aspect of the most meta team at the time. Instead of just nerfing the main component that was needed to be nerfed, which was at the time Ubistet. Because that's when Divine Ishbala lost her 50% for 40%. And now Ubestead isn't even used in the current state of the game. Divine Ishbala still is, though. But she would have been used regardless, because every 50% or 40% mana troop would still be used. For the most part. Some of them are just really, really bad as far as which ones they give extra mana to. But all of them maintain some amount of viability due to additional troops coming in within the typing. Mirage Queen probably being the overall best right now, because it has Skull Reduction, it has Convert for Skull Spam, it has 4x Curse, which very few things have 4x Curse right now, and it also has, obviously, the main component of 50% mana start to Elementals, which is arguably the best type in the game right now, among one of the best. Mostly because the sheer amount of really good Elemental Mythics is the main thing contributing to that. I'm going to go for this and see what happens. Oh, we do have alignment. Never mind. Do we have Convert here? Yes, and that's match. Even if it wasn't, we'd still be match. As long as we got some skulls in there. Still works out. Yep. We'll finish this set, do one more set, and we'll hand out code. And then we'll go get leaderboard, which only requires technically 2 more sets, but we'll probably do 3 just to secure that we're still on it. Then tomorrow night we'll finish it out, because people will obviously go up between now and then. Is that aligned? No, but it changed almost the entire board, so we'll go for it. There we go. But did they Uba test it? Unfortunately, players don't ever get to test troops, even though they said they would kind of like do something into the future where they would. But there's been almost no instance where players have been able to test troops prior to them coming into the game, which would be very beneficial because it would help prevent them from adding dead content as often. It would also help to make sure they don't release the most broken thing in the world and then have to just nerf it immediately, which they have done a couple times. I think actually it has been a little while. I think the most recent one was when a couple months ago when they tried adding the green thumb thing. The one thing that has green storm at start of battle with that one mana accumulation thing. That one goblin. That was very, very broken when it was first released. I think it was nerfed within the first day, less than a day. I think it was actually nerfed twice. Neither were really mentioned that much. It just simply happened. But he got a amount of explosion decrease, and he got a mana cost increase. What do we grab here? Yeah, we have alignment. What am I doing? Go for that. That should give us alignment for this for sure. Yeah, String Fiddler, that's his name. I kind of forgot his name. He's not as meta because obviously he got nerfed a lot before he could even really become meta. But he's still decent. He's just not used too often. However, I actually utilize him for Explore. Oddly enough, he actually helps me quite a bit. If you ever wonder why one of the reasons why we run in what's it called? In Zhejian, one of the main reasons I actually run there is because of String Fiddler. A String Fiddler starts with Greenstorm at start of battle, and this is very beneficial for a Romaine team. It's one of the main reasons I actually farm in Zhejian. That, and it doesn't have any other annoying mechanics, other than infinite extra turns if it gets scrolling, but those battles are so quick that almost never happens. But yeah, one of the main reasons is actually String Fiddler, because we use them as a benefit, oddly enough. Because the Green Storm is really good synergy for Leprechaun, as well as Rowain. More importantly, Rowain. Because obviously a Purple Storm wouldn't be as useful, but a Green Storm definitely would. Not only does it give him more things to explode, also leaks its mana right into Rowain. So you get a higher chance of cascading into green. Obviously every battle there doesn't have it, but it definitely can quite often. Okay, do we have alignment on that? No. Let's pass our turn then. And hope for a better turn or board here, which we do not really have. So we'll just go for this and hope it doesn't backfire. And it seems like it didn't. Good. Then we'll cast it again. Have to cast this other thing, because we should definitely have alignment by then. And that should pretty much be match, and he's dead. There we go. And 2 more battles, we'll hand out code. And then about 10 to 15, and we should have leaderboard. 10 should technically be touching leaderboard, but it'll be like ever so barely on it. I'll take that for now. Is that aligned? I almost casted it without even checking any board. Would have been a bad idea. We could definitely backfire and kill Raph. I'm actually really surprised. We've actually lost Raph 0 times. We'll probably jinx it soon. But we have yet to lose Raph, surprisingly. Alright, let's go for that for now. And that's dead. Oh. Okay, let's grab that for now. See if we have a convert anywheres, which we do. So we'll go for it immediately. Unfortunately, we do not have our big follow-up, so let's take a skull. That gives us the mana we need. Do we have alignment? Not really. Do we still go for it? Yes. And I just need one more kill, of which we already have alignment for. Boom, dead. There we go. I don't know. I haven't had much of an issue with High King Iron Guy. He has such a high mana cost. I've had more of an issue with the fact that that one legend gives 5 HP to all allies per extra turn. So sometimes if it gets a couple extra turns, it can actually go outside a one-shot range. But aside from that, I haven't really had any issue for the most part. That and theoretically, depending on their team composition, if they get started quickly, which generally doesn't happen because you can normally win in like instantly, but if they do get rolling, they can get a little bit of a loop going, which can delay you a bit. But it's very rare that they get it. Do we have alignment here? No. I think we hold. Let's just go for some Sinner Mirage or some Queen of Sin damage. Let's just clear the board. Come on, give us a good board. There we go. Do we have a convert there? Yeah, we should. So go for that, and let's match. Then we need a follow-up there. Yeah, after you do all delves, High King Iron gets a little bit less useful. There's not many other locations other than pure factions that you tend to do it for. I mean, not pure factions. I mean, getting to through delves. It's definitely a great utility to have through mid-game, as it's one of the most consistent things you can run through delves through mid-game. However, aside from that, it isn't used in too many other locations. Guild Wars generally doesn't run it, even though you theoretically could if you don't have other options. I've ran a couple teams with it before, and they functioned. Though they normally require other pretty high rarity troops to function fully. So you can kind of do it there. The only other main location you might want to do it for is Delves. I mean, not Delves, for Tower of Doom, which is kind of set up like Delves. You can't devour the Doom, however, you can let your troops die, unlike in Delves. So a strategy that you can do is let your first slot die, have Iron Gut in second, and then start utilizing his attack once you've gotten your kill secured. So you can end up doing that, and it ends up working out pretty well. But yeah, once you complete out Delves, like do all your Delves to 2,500, he loses a lot of his value. However, very few people are at that point. So you still get value for quite some time, nonetheless. Why did I do that? I was expecting that to kill. Luckily he's entangled, so he shouldn't kill us back. It's one nice thing about doing Doomed Glaive. It does have Entangle attached to it, which is very beneficial. Oh yeah, you can also run it for Explore 12. If you lack any quick option for Explore 12, he also works for Explore 12. Theoretically, if you lack other options too, he also works for Pet Battles. If you're lacking options. He's not the best option for either of those two things, but he does work. I think some of my first teams I did for Explore 12 actually used High King Iron Gut as well. We'll go for that for now. That should be dead. And he's dead. One more battle. And, oh wait, oops, we already passed 100. Oh gosh, that many battles went by that quickly? Didn't even notice. Okay, let me go do it as soon as we do this battle then. We'll hand out a redeem code. I did say at 100 and run at 105. So we're behind. We're late. Okay, we'll grab that. We'll get the other poke there. Grab the other thing there. And he's dead. Okay, let's do code. And then another 10 battles and boom, we got ourselves a secured leaderboard. We're not really secure, but you know, enough to easily get it. Also, we have 49 more battles left. We have plenty enough. Yeah, one more battle. We can technically touch leaderboard. Let us touch it. So shiny. Okay, let me take tribute. Go and hand out code. And we get a 10 tribute from that. Or 11 tribute. 10 gems specifically. Okay, where's our code section? Code, 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 code. There it is, code. It should be the last code. Or not the last code, but the right code. Because I believe I marked all the way up to our code section for once, and there it is, perfect. So first thing I grabbed is the first thing that works. And there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever game says in the bottom left corner is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters of NZ and all those other things. And it gives the same rewards as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And you end up getting that for claiming it. There you guys go. In the same place as always. And it's only usable on PC and mobile as always. It does not work on any console version of the game, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go run through 10 more battles. Get ourselves a touch on that leaderboard. Actually, technically one battle's touch. Every battle from there is just simply getting to leaderboard. Or, you know, securing it more. Because obviously we're going to want to secure it by at least 10 places, if not 20. We'll worry about that tomorrow night, though. And tomorrow night will be the last time we ever have a weekend-long event. I am not going to miss it. A weekend-long class event, I mean. But yeah, I'm not going to miss them. Class events have been one of the lowest payout events in the entire game. So the fact that we're not going to have it anymore is almost a beneficial thing. Especially now that we won't have to worry about leveling up hero classes, assuming no more come or no other new system comes. Which there might be a new system, though we'll have to see. Or, you know, some kind of new system for hero class leveling, something else to grind out. We'll see. I don't mind having more things to grind out. However, I wish they would give us a little bit of a break on hero classes. Just because a lot of people still have a ways to go on them. And even endgame people like myself, some of us still haven't even maxed them out. For sure most people have. But it hasn't been as big of a priority for me until the last couple months or so. Like all this year, it's kind of been our main focus. A little bit more so. Trying to get the last of the hero classes maxed. It's more so than it normally has been in the past. So we have alignment there, so we will go for that. And we should have follow-up just from the sheer amount of browns that we create. And that's pretty much it. Let's grab some greens. We'll get a nice doomed glaive down if we can. And that is nearly match. Actually, I think the damage alone is almost enough to kill. Unfortunately, it's not, but he's entangled and frozen. So don't need to worry about it much. Yep, no problem, Wrong Rider and everyone else. And James. And as Bill mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on stream. Helps out a lot. Actually, I was looking at my ad revenue. It just looks like one big gigantic red bar downwards. It's already lost over 50% of revenue. Just keeps going down. At this rate, it almost seems like it's going to go down to almost 0. It keeps going down so much. It hasn't been hit that yet, though, but it's heading there. Because a lot less advertising is being done. So a lot less competition for that advertisement space is being done. Which means you might see the same amount of ads, but the amount of ads payout is so drastically lower. And it's probably going to be like that for a while. Because a lot of companies wouldn't need to advertise a lot during a pandemic, obviously. Happens way less than normal. And way less competition for the space. But it would be a good time to advertise something. Hey, let's advertise our YouTube channel. Just kidding. But, yeah, for advertisers, it'd be really beneficial right now. Like if someone was writing a book or something. Or something similar. Something that's pandemic-proof. Like an ebook. Do ebooks really even sell a lot these days? Compared to audiobook and other things. Gosh, I haven't read a book in like ages. I probably should. Honestly, it's probably been since college. I don't think I've read a single book to full completion since college. And even in college, I didn't even read most of them to full completion. Because they ask you to do way too much in such a short duration. As if you don't have other classes or other obligations or other means of work. To the point that I normally just like wiki noted all of them. Or whatever that was called. Spark notes. Let's see. And it was still enough to make straight A's. So go figure. Let's see. We'll take that over. There's a strategy to using Spark Notes. Let's see. We'll take that over. We'll grab that. You have to do a combination of actually reading the book and Spark Notes, but it's less time than actually reading the entire book. Like drastically less time. And I'm a slow reader too, which is problematic. And is that leaderboard? Yep, we are touching leaderboard now. Rank 97. Boom. Right there we are. That should be flawless score as well. We're at a 5,264. That should be a flawless for how many battles we have done. Anyways, we'll take the bigger battles right here. We'll take the 2 big battles and that'll secure us leaderboard for now. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. Yeah, I learned how to power walk efficiency during college. It was definitely needed. Between buses that would always run excessively late or early, combined with classes that had such a short duration of downtime in between. There were some of them where I had to go walk several miles, or not several miles, but it was at least a mile within 15 minutes. Which I guess isn't too bad, but when you're carrying around like a backpack and everything for multiple different classes, and a laptop and all that, it's quite hard to do. But you find different paths that you can kind of cut through, and just a power walking method that works for carrying so much stuff. Because I normally had both my laptop and a backpack for all the classes I need, because I would normally be taking 5 classes all in one day. Normally while I was in college, one semester I actually did 7 in one. I do not advise doing that. I would honestly say 4 to 5 is like the max amount of classes you should do in one semester, especially if you're doing them all in one day rather than spreading it across multiple days. Because how I did college is I tried getting them only on 2 days, so it wouldn't be as annoying having to get there every single time. Yeah, I just had it basically all concentrated on 2 days. But the problem with that is you had a lot of tests on those days. You had a lot of things that you would need to be prepared for on those days. And sometimes some other classes would suffer in order to prioritize other classes that mattered more. What do we grab there? Take that for now. Because I wasn't on campus, so I had to get there every single day. And I don't drive, so I had to take buses. And gosh, is New Jersey bus system not the greatest. It's not the worst. Like, compared to my bus system here, it looks like the best bus system in the world. But it's not good. They have a busing system, but it's not good. The whole kind of transportation, public transportation option that they have. It's better than South Carolina, where we have almost no public transportation system. But having one doesn't necessarily mean it's automatically good. I'll take that for now. But they were always late. Sometimes the bus would just skip over an hour, which would be really problematic. A lot of the weird things would happen there. And I used the buses for everything while I was in college. I used it to get to flea markets more often than not. I used it to get to grocery shopping. Used to do it to get to the post office normally whenever I was doing eBay. I used it to get food, college, what else? Pretty much anything. It went, you could get a pass to ride it infinite times for free locally for, I think it was 80 bucks or so. It was discounted about 20%. I think it's normally like 100. I think it was like 70 something with a student ID. There we go. 113 battles. Let's leave it at there, I guess. We're technically on leaderboard. Obviously, we'll need to do more tomorrow in order to secure that leaderboard. But we'll save that for tomorrow night. So let me go do all my other dailies real quick. Most of them are really quick ones, like destroying these battles. So let's just go clear these real quick. Grab our Wayne team. Should be using the correct hero class. Yeah, I don't feel like I learned too much in college, personally. I probably learned more the last few years of high school than I did the entirety of college. Though I did only get an associate's degree. But I do feel like my high school education was better than my college education. Though I did go to a slightly better school, though. Went to a place called the Academy of the Arts, Science, and Technology, which was basically like an alternative. It wasn't like a private school. It was publicly funded. I'm not even sure what you would call it, because it wasn't like a private school in the sense that it cost you money. It was actually free. But it wasn't like a main school. Like, there were requirements to get into it and stuff, like as far as grade requirements and everything. And the school was actually pretty solid, educational-wise. It was probably the best of my education, though I was only there for the last 2 years, the junior and senior year of high school. I'm not even sure what you would exactly call it, because it wasn't a private school, but it had a requirement to get in, but it was publicly funded. So I'm not sure what you would really call that. Is it called a charter school? I'm not sure. It's 100% publicly funded, so it cost me nothing. but there was like grade requirements to get in. How you call those magnet schools on the West Coast? Well, I still had the base school of my other school. The other school I was just using for, you know, my day stuff, but I was still technically associated to my other school, like my other base school. So I was technically associated to 2 schools simultaneously, whereas one would be the area where I take all, if not most of my classes. Some people would switch it between the both, but I just did all of mine in one location. But you still had the base school of the other school. It's a really weird situation. Are they called magnet schools? I never really looked into it much, as far as what the terminology and everything is with it. But I basically had 2 schools at once. And I used the other school for band and other recreational activity, and it was still considered my base school. And I was using the academy for, you know, my normal learning, which is where I got all my normal high school credits from, or at least my last 2 years of credits. Anyways, let's go clear this out. Grab a key team. We're in our first key team. Where's my key team? I know you're in here. Key team! Wait, isn't it up here? Where's my key team? I know you're in here. Where on earth did I put key? Or not key. Why am I looking for key? I'm looking for, gosh, what am I doing? You know what? We're just going to use this team. Let's just run Explore 3. We gain class XP for it. Might as well. Slightly slower. What did I play? I played percussion. Played mallets competitively as well. I did marching band. Marching band, I normally was in the pit, so I just did other percussion stuff. Though for pep band, I normally did either snare drum or bass drum. I never really did the quads much. I don't know. They're not that much harder, really. But, I don't know. I just never really got into it as much. It's because it's not as rhythmatic-based, but it's more so precision-based, normally. It's because you have so many more places to hit, rather than just like a standard location. Which mallets are like that to the extreme, but I don't know. I liked mallets, but for whatever reason didn't like quads, which are basically like 4 drums and like a little thing that goes on the harness thing. It's quite a bit of fun to play. Never got into it as much as mallets though. But yeah, I play pretty much like any percussion instrument, other than piano, because that doesn't really count. I am horrible at piano because my finger coordination is bad. I'll take that over. But I'm pretty bad at musical instruments probably these days. Like I could probably barely even read sheet music. Though after doing it a little bit, it would all come back, obviously. It's been like years upon years. Even my last 2 years of high school, I kind of did it quite a bit less compared to my first... I feel like the time I was into it the most was the first 2 years, or the last 2 years of middle school. So that was, for me, 6th and 7th grade, I believe that is. No, 7th and 8th grade. 7th and 8th grade is when I did it the most. 9th, I was still kind of doing it. 10th, it was kind of like waving a bit. By 11th, it was kind of meh. And by 12th, I don't know, I just like almost completely stopped. Even though I was still doing some things with it. But by that point, I kind of lost interest quite a bit. I was just focusing more on schoolwork and such. It was also had to do with things like turnover in the bands, because we actually went through during that time... gosh, how many directors have we went through? We probably went through like 3 different directors. I think 4? 3 or 4. The first 2 years, we had this one director, and it was probably the best time. We actually won state for marching band. I forget what position it was. It wasn't like excessively high, but it was still, we still placed in state. I think it was 6, 12? It's somewhere from 6 to 12. I can't remember the exact number, but we did place for state competitions. Other than that, it kind of went downhill from there, because then we got a new director the following year, and then we had a new director then we had another new director, and I can't remember if we had another new director. I can't remember, but the turnover for it was just so high towards the end there, to the point that I kind of just lost interest because we didn't really have any direction for it. Do you know at how much mastery you get 65% surge chance? No, I do not know the exact number. However, you do have to keep in mind, when it says 64% chance, you actually have more than 64. It has a decimal there, it just doesn't show it. So when you have 64, you could have 64.8. It doesn't just simply jump from 64 to 65. The entire time there's an invisible decimal there that it does not show. Why do we move from New Jersey to South Carolina? Mostly because my dad was doing houses in South Carolina at the time. So we ended up moving down to South Carolina. But no, I kind of wanted to stay in New Jersey. I actually did college in New Jersey, but then went back to South Carolina. And even that decision at the time wasn't really mine either. I was just going to go probably do it in South Carolina with scholarships, but wasn't able to. And I wasn't able to use those for New Jersey. So I was able to get some of a grant, but mostly the rest I had to go pay out because I was only able to get it for the first year. The rest of it I was not able to get a grant for or anything. But what was I mentioning? But yeah, it was mostly my dad, the reason I would move back to either one or the other. But currently I just live in South Carolina, and it's been fine. And taxes are quite a bit lower here, which is good for YouTube. Though bad for healthcare. But South Carolina also is probably pretty low on education, but that is actually quite misleading because one of the metrics that they do it based on is graduation rate. And one of the main reasons why graduation rate is so low in South Carolina isn't necessarily because the education system is actually worse in South Carolina. I would almost say it's almost better than New Jersey, surprisingly, in some specific areas. But the main reason is there's a lot of farming culture and other similar things in South Carolina that ends up making it so the dropout rate is excessively higher because as soon as they have the capability of like legally dropping out, they do. Quite a few people in South Carolina, which drastically lowers down the scoring in which they do for like the educational thing. But I don't know. I feel like I got a pretty good education from South Carolina, particularly from the academy there. Let's see. Was there any culture shock? No. I barely noticed any difference from moving from New Jersey to South Carolina. I moved down when I was 13, moved back to New Jersey a little bit when I was 18, and then moved back to South Carolina when I was 22, I want to say. 22? Yeah, I believe it was 22 at the end of my degree. But yeah, now we're back here. Yeah, I was in New Jersey till 13, then South Carolina from 13 to 18, then New Jersey from 18 to 22, I believe it was, and then South Carolina from 22 to now, and that's where I'm currently at. And probably will be for at least a couple years, if not longer. Not sure, especially with coronavirus. Like, is anything sure these days? But anyways, guys, I think that's everything. Let's see, we did all dailies, we did all that, we did all that, we did all of that. This will grind out tomorrow night to go get ourselves a free 70, well, not really free. We spent thousands of gems on this event, but obviously we need to go do the other video quickly, and also just to have it leveled quite a bit more. But yeah, we'll get our 75 gems and orb off of that, get something back for all the points that we put in, and go from there. So we'll be back tomorrow, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, as we do every night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back with Gems of War. As far as our morning stream, we'll be doing Animal Crossing, probably around noon or so. Maybe it might start a little bit earlier than that. Depends how things go, but we'll be doing that, going from there, and having quite a bit of fun. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there from the virus, and I will catch you guys very, very soon playing ad. I don't know. I almost feel like almost removing ads. It's because they're making so little money right now that out of people's convenience, it might just be better if I disable them. I'll probably still keep it on just because it's just a little bit extra money. It's better than literally zero, but it has just drastically gone down so bad that I definitely won't be putting like extra ads in my videos just because I don't want to spam it, because you will still have to watch it for like the same duration you always have, but I'll make like so much less money from it, so it's kind of redundant to bother adding more ads. I still have them at like the beginning of videos and stuff, as we normally do and stuff, but I haven't bothered. You might notice that in a couple of my other videos, haven't really been bothering to add like additional ads in between videos. It's because we're making so little money off it. It's more of a nuisance than a benefit at this point. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys soon. And thank you so much for watching.